Hi, this is Master Kambai. Welcome to this new replay commentary. Today I bring back a guest you already have met in the past. You can now present yourself.
Hi, I'm Jake, better known by my username, jakester897. No relation to the CEO, that's just my actual name. I've made a couple of advanced words related YouTube videos, so if you want to check out my channel, you can feel free to. I also do other things. For example, I recently made a satirical video about Disney adults, so
I
yeah,
like it.
maybe you'll find it funny. I'm
I
glad you
like
enjoyed it.
Since you're still new to the channel because it's only your second time, we will go over to your card and I see some change because I think your rating went up. So there's no quotes. I hope we see this. We actually don't see it. So yeah, so
Oh
there's no
yeah,
quote.
I
Uh,
keep forgetting to add that.
which it's fine. I mean, I have like 7 accounts and I still have no quotes because I don't find myself interesting enough for a quote. So your rating is quite interesting, 915, and based on our several game, I think it's fitting. Now, as of this chain of seals, all 7 seals, why Olaf first?
All right, so very easy CO. You just pop the power and then you attack. Sometimes, like when you're matching up against Drake, you might have to change your strategy a little though, which I didn't realize coming into this game. Or, excuse me, that's not this game. That's the game we're playing right now.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but yeah. Usually when Olaf is available, like if it's a tier 2, um, he's just good, and yeah, so that's why I've been choosing him.
Sami, Lash, Jade, Ock, Adder, and Eagle. Why in this order?
Okay, so Sammy is still one of my favorites to use. When you're playing a game as Sammy, you really feel like it's a different experience. Your priorities are a little bit different. And I kind of like that as a nice change of pace. She can be really strong on certain maps. Lash, Lash, sometimes I lose as her, and that's not good. But
She's
other
hard to use.
times, other
She's
times I just demolish the opponent. If I get a good attack where I can sit on a city or a mountain and get that boost, it just changes the game entirely. So yeah, maybe hard to use, but I've managed to use her to good success. And she's tier 3, right?
yeah. I think she should be
Yeah,
higher, but because she's hard to use, I guess it's fair to place her there.
yeah, I suppose so. But she's my favorite at that tier, so
That's
that I've
good.
been picking her.
J-
Jake, he's I don't like I don't like Cole. I don't like Adder. I don't like Sonya. So like of the lower tier COs, he's good, especially on maps that have a lot of planes on them.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. So it's really I reluctantly pick him because I don't like any of the other COs at that level.
So that's
Uh,
that's good. Ock. Ock. Really
yeah.
love
So
that Ock.
Hawk, I've another easy CO to use. You just kind of pop the power in certain matchups, like versus Sasha. You might have to choose between the power and the super, and you probably won't get to the super unless you are really good about building up your meter, which I am not. So yeah, just easy, good day to day. You don't have to think about too much when you're using Hawk. Eagle, Eagle, I've started to pick up a little bit. That super is devastating, and I think I do pretty well with Eagle. The boost to battle copters is nice, but I try not to rely too much on it because I find that when I rely a bunch on battle copters, like I build too many, my opponent just kind of washes me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's really the super that's the strength there. And the rest, I just tried out in a couple games and saw what happened.
Okay, so now let's go back to the map and your CO pick. I will just make sure the map is fine. It's not, so let's move this aside like that. Okay, here we are. Now let's start by speaking about the map. What are your thoughts? Do you like the map? Do you dislike the map, and why?
Um, I don't know if this is a typical experience, but I found this map very swingy. So when I'm winning, I'm like destroying, and when I'm losing, I'm getting destroyed. Um, the fact that all of your bases are on the left side, and you kind of have to like take some extra time if you want to get like tanks, for example, on the right side of the map, like where the HQ is, or I guess the left if you're the top player.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It took me a while to get the hang of what was actually going on here, and I think I'm better at this map than the first couple of times I played on it, but it's still not my favorite. The airport right in front of the HQ. I mean, building stuff from that. If your opponent isn't uh, building too much on their strong side, can be good. They're sending things over to the weak side. Um, but yeah, it can kind of. I feel like there's always a push towards the HQ on this map. That's
Yeah.
what I've found.
You picked up right the idea of this map. Now, have you seen my count by video? Because I had count by as a guest. Count by is a top player in the world, and I think it was one game we made back in February or March, one of the two, and it was uploaded around that time, I think, as well, and it was Grit versus Kindle in this specific map. Have you seen the video?
Grit versus Kindle. No, I didn't see that one. I saw
Okay,
another video you had with Kanbai.
okay.
I forget what the
I
matchup
did
was,
many
but
video with Kanpai because he's one of the best guests I had, to be honest, and I say it
yeah.
out loud because I'm honest, and that guy is a lot of wisdom. He is a nice guy, and he's always willing to come, and he has wisdom, you know. And we
hmm
had one of our first few games. We had one in Witchcraft Trial, a map I truly ate. Each time I played this map, I ate it more. And then we had another replay, I think, together. And this one, you see on this map, Kindle versus Grit. I think it was the second or the third time I had him around, and he explained to me and he broke down the map the right way, and this helped me a lot to understand how to beat both Grit in this map. Now I will give you the link of this video on the Discord chat after that, and I will also leave this video in this description of this video. And now, few months later, 4 months, 5 months, right now as we record, we are in June. This video will be uploaded probably in August. I don't know when. Maybe later. We will see. But I had much more experience with this map, and I can tell I hate this map. And here's the why. I win roughly 90% of my games in this map because this is an HQ race. The player that is the fastest of the two, that is able to blow up the boat and capture the HQ, wins because bad map design. As you said, it's really long for tank to reach the HQ, which is one of the reasons why this is an HQ race. When you realize your black bolt is about to get destroyed by the 11 or 12, you need to send tank already toward your HQ to protect it. And sometimes some games are really long when there's a stalemate in this map. I just played a 38 days game because my opponent didn't want it to resign. I was washing the floor with him and he just didn't want it to resign. So it took 38 days for him to resign, and even there, I would have won by day 40 because at some point I lost my coal and I decided to go for the HQ again. Now, the best way to blow up the black boat is double artillery and tanks. This is the best way. Now, if your black boat is about to get destroyed, the best way is to have preventive tanks and a battlecopter. The airport there is one of the biggest defense your HQ has because it's the perfect range for battlecopters to interrupt any cap. Now, with that being said, this map is awful. Um, it's not fun. When you realize this is just an HQ race, it's awful. Now, sometimes I do lose. I'm not perfect. Some other player are just better than me at HQ rush, and sometimes they are also better at counter this. Like, if you fail your early HQ rush and your opponent is ready to rush your HQ, you will likely lose. Uh, the best HQ rush wins. And if one of the two players fail the HQ rush, usually it doesn't look good for that player. Now, in the 38 days game, I knew based on my rating and my game played, I was better than my opponents. I failed my HQ rush, but I didn't resign because I was like, I can't believe I will lose to this guy. And at the end, it paid off. But yeah, it's all about HQ Rush. Now, speaking about seals, why did you pick Sami?
So good question. So last game that we featured on this channel, I also played Sammy, and
Yep.
I don't know. I just wanted to show off if my Sammy improved since then.
Okay.
And there are a lot of cities in the center there that I think if Sammy goes for a capture, she's more likely to get than other COs. But that's not actually what this map is really about. So maybe that was a mistaken observation there. But that's what was going through my mind at the time.
This is funny. Now I wrote down the map. Now I will break down the seals by tier. In tier 4, I think Grim is the best seal because its tanks will blow up the pipe seam faster. And
Ooh.
the other seals that I would recommend in tier 4, if you truly hate Grim, I think the second pick would be Jess, because there's a lot of tank war and artillery war in this map. So Jess or Grim for tier 4. I don't think Sami is 4 in this map. If she is hands down the best to pick. And I will explain why once we get to tier 3, because I'm pretty sure she is tier 3 and not 4. Now, if she is indeed tier 3, the best COs for tier 3 are Lash and Sami. Now, Kindle is banned from tier 3 in this map, and here's the why. Her firepower increase is crazy, and she is the fastest CO to blow up the pipe seam, and if you don't have a mech, you cannot stop the tank from escaping. This is why Kindle is tier 2. And I would also argue she is probably tier 1 in this map just because she can free her tank faster. Now, as of tier 3, Lash is a really good seal because she has higher firepower due to her day-to-day and the tank. So she will free her tank faster. She will free her tank as fast as Grim. So this makes Slash a really good pick. The other reason is this is an HQ race. So if she is able to sustain enough loss and have her super fast, good luck killing the capping infantry on the HQ. Even with a rain of battlecopter and tank and whatever, it's really hard. Lash can beat both COs in tier 3 in this map. The reason is, well, her super and her day to day, because as you can see, there's forests by cities, and there are silo tile by cities, and there are forests as well. When there are forests, Lash is always better. The more rough terrain there is, the better she becomes. And if you place, for example, your artillery in the forest by the Black Bolt, it will have a good firepower. It will be like a great artillery with all the extra range. But usually you don't want to place it there. You want to place another unit as a shield. But yeah, that's one option among many others. Now, why Sami is very good in this map, and this is funny because when we started this game, I thought Sami was actually a terrible choice, but then looking back at the map analysis, my experience, and the game I've played since we started this one, I realized Sami is actually a really good pick for this map because this is an HQ race. And since we started this one, I had many games where I picked Sami and destroyed seals that usually beats her. Now, the reason why she's this good, she will win the center most of the time, except if the player had some early recon and he was able to double it KO one of the two capping infantry you may have in the center. Now, the second reason why she is really good is HQ race. If you blow up your opponent's black boats and you're able to shield enough your capturing infantry, your opponent won't be able to interrupt the cap. So the moment you destroy the black boat, you pretty much won by delay. And it's really hard because if you shield your unit properly, your opponent won't be able to have 2 hits on your unit. He just won't be able because he will need anti-air, medium tank to blow up your meat wall surrounding your infantry, and the tanks they deal 5 damage. So they just won't have the firepower to reach your capping unit. So Sami, really good choice. And this is funny because it took me very long to realize that. So it's a good choice. Is there anything you would like to add before we truly start the replay?
Yeah. Actually, let me not say it yet. I want to say it at the end because it kind of spoils the result if I mention it now. But I had a comment about my strategy on this
Okay.
map.
So, as I said, it's an HQ race, and this map is really unfair for player 2. I fought someone that after a few games I realized was better than me, but in his early days, I was better than him. But he very fast he caught up with me in terms of skills. In terms of experience, I'm more experienced than the guy. But our second time in this map, the first time we played this map, I mopped the floor really hard with him. And the second time around, we had a mirror match with both using Lash, and he was player 1. And we both started capping the other player HQ the same day. And he won because he went first. And I was frustrated. And since then, I was wondering how can I like make sure this never happens again. And there are strats. Like I said, you need to have tanks very early on your Black Bolt side. This is one strat. But this map is really awful. So let's do this. You are in charge. We go at your pacing.
Sure, sure. And can I just say, this whole song and dance where you had to blow up the pipe seam with the tank, I also don't like doing that. It just feels kind of weird, and there's like nothing strategic you're doing with the tank. You're just kind of attacking the pipe seam every turn.
Yeah.
It's just, Yeah, I I don't know. It doesn't feel right. But anyway, we're just doing
The strategy
pretty
is to
normal
force your
stuff.
opponent to have a mech or an artillery, two units that people don't tend to build. And the other strat is if you're able to free your tank, then you have an extra tank. So this is the gimmick of the map, and I like the gimmick in itself, but the true issue is the fact that the map is a HQ race. So it doesn't matter if you're able to free your tank or not, it's an HQ race anyway. That's my issue. And the whole gimmick in itself, I think it's interesting because you have the potential to have an extra unit.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. It doesn't. I'm not a fan. I kind of like more standard maps in other strategy games as well. Uh, but I guess it can be fun to change it up.
I feel you. Are you there?
Hey, hold on. You could hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, we had a little moment of lag there. My connection is wild. Anyway, alright, so there's really nothing out of the ordinary. Now, one thing I want to ask is you're gonna end up building an artillery in
Yeah.
theory to uh hit the black boat.
Yeah.
So isn't it better to go for an artillery than a mech because
Um,
um
it
you're
depends
kind of
on the seal picks. If you are against Kindle, it's the only time around I will tell people use a mech instead of the artillery. But in all the other cases, the artillery is better. Now, why a mech is faster and Kindle is really fast to blow up the pipe scene. If you rush your artillery, you won't be able to kill Kindle tank, and Kindle tank will be able to blow up the pipe and damage one of your infantry if you don't block her, and you damage really hard with Kindle on cities. So the mech is an option if you're against Kindle. It's a really good option.
okay. That's pretty interesting.
But that's only against Kindle because any other seal you can kill the tank before it can be free. Because Kindle she
Yeah.
gained 40% on property. So she has a lot of extra damage the other seal just don't deal. Like right now, my lash, because the city has 3 stars, my lash is like grim, but without the shit day to day.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess I didn't think about the CO choice really impacting that tank with the pipe seam that much, but I guess it is a factor to consider.
But as I said, Sami is still very good, and I didn't realize it. At first, I was like, that's an odd option, but then I played mini game and I realized Sami is an actual really good CO in this map. She may have weaker tank, but this is an HQ race we are talking about, and it's really hard to like really enter upper cap.
Question: do you hate how I sometimes build units before I move all of the
Uh,
rest of my units?
I don't care about that. Now all depends on your seals. If you're Sasha, this is a
Oh yeah.
very bad habit. If you're Colin, this is a very bad habit. And even if you're Achi, this is a very bad habit. But in general, I don't mind. Um,
Yeah, I know it doesn't matter unless you're one of those COs,
yeah,
but some people it's like a pet peeve of theirs. So it's just I was just
uh,
wondering.
I don't mind. Now I will say two things about that move. The first one, I should have went for the forest because I'm a lash and I deal extra damage. And the second one, I think I did the plane move only to explain why I went for the plane instead of the forest. This all goes back to my can't buy a match. I used to always send my artillery on the forest because it looks cool, you hide your unit, you're proud, you're happy, you're like, it's hidden, but your opponent knows you got it. So first of all, it's not really hidden, it's just looking cool. And second, by placing at the limit of your range, you save one space. So by placing the artery there or here, you save one space because you won't need to move that space to move there. And now, with that being said, if you are Grit, which is a really good pick for tier, I think he's considered tier 2 in this map, but this I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's still 1. I'm not quite sure. But Grit is another good pick because he can place his artery there or here, so he save another space. And he has increased firepower with his artery, so he doesn't need any tank assist. So this is really a question of saving space there.
Yeah, I had a similar thought process. I don't know if I did that in this game or if I got lazy, but I did recognize that it's smarter to put it on the plane.
Yeah.
Even if you're Lash, I think it would take 2 hits to kill the tank anyway, right?
If it's Vumble, no. If it's Javier, no. But most other COs, it should take 2 hits. It should.
Okay.
Von Bolt and Javier, they both have increased defense, that's why.
Right, yeah. Alright, yeah. It's good to, get in the habit of considering exceptions to generalized statements I make.
Yeah.
It depends on the CO or depends on the map. Yeah. Okay, I didn't do it, but that's probably fine.
That's fine. I did it like 40 times before Kanbai told me don't do that.
Some of my infantry movement here kind of questionable. I don't know.
Yeah, very questionable. Why didn't you go for the airport or the city?
I guess I was aiming for the farther forward cities because I'm Sami, and you wanna capture those middle cities that are contested quicker. But
First of all, you said it, you're Sami. I will need 2 units to kill this thing. Second, airport and cities, they bring money on the table. So right now you're spitting on like free money. And it's not really good. Now, I have another issue there. You don't have any infantry on that mountain by the day you have that artillery there. Now, on my side, I sent it 1 turn too early. That's why I built a recon to have vision. But usually, I need to make sure I have an infantry on the mountain here, so I can have visual over the tank by the time I have the artillery there and shoot. But because I went 1 turn too early, I bought that recon there to have vision. Now, this city is also very important to have fast. Like, all the cities near your base are very important. They are extra money. Now, if you want to expand for the center, it can be better to maybe disregard some of the closest cities, but only for these 2. And here's the why. I've just fought a few days ago Mr. Cannon, and we plan on making a replay commentary about this one next Saturday probably. And he had both cities in the center, and he was able to deny me the city here, and he was able to cap this building. So he had 3 building I didn't have, and he rolled on me because of that, and also because of the H2 race stupidity. But yeah, he outplayed me. So going for the center sometimes in this map it can be good, but in all the other map I suggest everyone to go for the closest cities they can, because this is extra money, and it's even more important if you are Sasha. If you are Sasha, you really want a early game income advantage. If you are Sami, you don't really care about contested cities because you have extra capture points. But yeah, these are exceptions. Like, Sami don't care to be late on the front line, while Sasha, she cares. She needs to be late on the front line to have really fast income, if you know what I mean.
Okay, that is actually a really good tip. I've been kind of fumbling on that in actually a lot of my games. So that makes a lot of sense. You just it's easier to have more money than it is to have more space. I think that's a more like concrete advantage.
Yeah, like
So
like I said, Sammy is a seal that doesn't care if she's taking longer to reach the main front because she has better capture rate. And Sasha, her day-to-day is based on income, so she will be late as well. They will basically be both late for different reasons.
yeah. All right, I will definitely keep that in mind in the future. Did I fire this artillery
I
or
think you
oh,
just
I just moved it there this turn. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
because I'm player one and I will take my first shot.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. All right, there's the second artillery.
Yeah.
Oh, and for what you were saying about the vision of this tank, my plan is to always have an infantry on this river tile to see it.
This is also
Just
good.
keep making, yeah,
This
to
is
keep making
also good.
infantries from the space.
This is also good. But you're forced, if you don't go on the mountain while you shoot, you're forced into doing this, and you cannot do double artillery the same way as me because you're forced into doing it
Ah, that's true.
if you time correctly your infantry on the mountain, then you can do whatever you want with your bases.
That's a good point. Okay. Hold on. Oh, your tank blew up the pipe seam. Is that
Yeah.
okay? Yeah, yeah. You have more
Because it's
firepower than
lashed.
me. That's why. Yeah. Okay.
And usually at that point, if you're not lashed or brim, the pipe is still around, but it has low HP. I blew it up because I'm lashed.
I think this has 34 left, which kind of seems like a lot, but
Yeah.
okay. Boom. That gets blown up. There you confront my infantry.
Even
I guess
if,
I'm still gonna capture, but it's some damage.
yeah, damage and cost money for repair.
Yeah, true.
So now you
That
cannot
too.
have anti-air double infantry. Oh, well, you can because you don't repair yet, but the other turn. The other turn.
Oh yeah, yeah. This turn, yeah, but next turn it's
Yeah.
gonna eat me. Yeah, that's true. All right. Finally capturing that. I remember thinking it took me a while to get to the city,
Yeah.
but as long as every
You have
uh
extra infantry, so at that point you should have that building. Since I got that building on my side.
oh right from being player 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why I took that attack.
It's not bad per se because my tank is half damaged, so it won't counterattack hard. It will chip damage me, so this is actually fine. It's not terrible. Now, it could be better if you do other stuff, but it's not awful. As I said, you chip damage me. Um, Even if you didn't really did a lot, well, you chip damage me.
Yeah, at the cost of 2 infantry HP.
Yeah.
Do I commit a war crime here? No. Wait, I think I do end up committing a war crime. In a couple turns here. Unless I'm thinking of a different game.
I hope it's on another game.
Okay, well, I hope it is too. I'm not trying to embarrass myself out here. Okay,
Now I did a
Uh,
mistake. I blamed you. I think I misclicked and I sent it there. Or the other explanation is the capture chain. Yeah, I think
oh,
it's
you
the
meant to
cap.
capture the
Yeah,
city?
I think it's the
Yeah.
capture chain. That's why I didn't do it. Because the other infantry would chill and do nothing for many turns. So I think in my case, what I did was right. Usually, I tell people capture what you can as fast as you can. But in this specific case, you see that infantry will be useless if I
This
jump.
one?
Yeah,
Okay.
if I jump on that building, this will take forever to reach this
Yeah, it's
building.
gonna take an extra turn.
So this is the only time I think it's fair what I did. This is the only time when there's a capture chain.
Okay, but I feel like you should have won for this city though, right? That would have been a
That
little
could
better.
be a good pick, actually. You are right. I didn't thought about that. This is really smart. This is the best move to do. I like it.
Yeah. All right, appreciate that. Yeah.
Good
I do have
insight.
I have some tactical abilities.
Yeah.
Build. All right, let's actually we'll wait till the next turn to take stock of the situation. Okay. This infantry has no backup whatsoever.
Why? Why did you
So
send it there? It's asking
I don't
to
know.
die.
I guess
It's
I had to
like,
see eventually whether I'm gonna
I'm
die
a
or not.
scout. I want to scout.
Yeah, where are my recon? Oh, there's the recon.
Yeah, this is
That's probably why. It takes recon like 4 years to get over to this side of the map. Finally start capturing there. Oh, I was about to say, tell me I attack that with the recon, but no, I don't. Oh, okay. So here I boxed in your tank,
yeah.
with the idea that eventually my tank might be able to swoop in. This is very weak, so
Yep.
escaping might not be so easy.
This is good. This is the right thing to do. You trap what you can trap.
I think I end up failing, but you know.
I don't think you fail. Don't have enough firepower to kill the 4 HP one.
Why do I remember your tank escaping? I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. Okay. It is now day 9. Let's compare income, unit count. I'm
There's
one
something
higher, that's
weird
how it
about the
should be.
income. There's something weird.
Oh yeah, no, there's a big difference there. Well, now it's an even bigger difference. Oh, that's my income from the end of the game. So that's definitely not right. So go back a day, maybe.
That's weird. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. 13 to
Okay.
12.
So you are ahead of me.
And it's not normal because you got an extra infantry.
Yeah. So that means my capture game was weak.
Really weak.
Yeah.
But you got that building very late. You still don't have these two. Now, I still don't as well, but I'm about to get both.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I have an infantry just chilling,
Yeah, it'll die.
about to die. That could be capturing instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're totally right about if I just go for the bases near me first,
Yeah.
stuff like this won't happen. Okay, so that is part of what explains the loss, but you know, this is still playable for me, so
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
trying to
not
make excuses here.
that bad. Like sometimes there's the 2K gap or 3K gap, now you clearly know there's something wrong. But now it's just 1K. It's pretty bad, but it could be worse.
Yeah. Well, once you make your captures this turn,
Yeah.
that number will change. How many? Oh wait. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be a little farther behind than that as well.
But you will cap other buildings, so. Now I
That was a
did a
good
huge
attack.
mistake. I should have
Oh,
attacked
okay.
with this one instead of this one. And here's the why. If I attack with this one, I will lose... Actually, no. I didn't do any mistake. I did the right thing. Never mind. I did the right thing.
Yeah,
Because I think I would have lost 1 extra HP and you would have gotten 4 instead of 3. So this is actually fine. I did the right thing.
yeah. Wait. What was your thought though?
Maybe I
So
should
if
have went with that infantry first, but no, it's the right thing because I benefit from a lot of firepower on that building. So
just to have 10 HP on that
yeah,
city, yeah,
but I actually did the right thing. So
yeah, that's probably
I
correct.
mixed up signal for nothing. Boom.
Either way, my infantry is dead. Okay. Bringing the second artillery over. I can already see the storm coming. Although I couldn't see it, I don't have vision while I was playing. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally capturing that. Okay, here I attack that. Don't know why. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not bad, but
No, it's bad. I will
okay.
tell you why it's bad. Recon are for intel gathering and not to throw there just to damage something. Right now, you have intel, but you will lose said intel because I will kill it. You are on my territory.
Yeah, you got this.
So,
Ooh, whoops! This tank right here.
yeah, but more
Wait,
than this,
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that's
more than
definitely in
this,
range.
I don't even need the tank. I can send my own recon and committing a war crime, do a recon on recon war. But regardless, recon are not aggressive unit. They are for intel gathering. Um, when your recon are damaged, they can still gather intel, but as I said, they are for intel gathering. And what you did right now is an infantry job and not a recon job. Now, if you know your surrounding, if you know what is where, if you know your recon can get away with that, do it. But at that point, you didn't know it could get away with that. You didn't know because you didn't have the intel it can get away with that. It's an isolated recon. Now, of course, once you move your tank around to kill my tank, your recon will be covered, but you will still lose the unit. And as we said in the previous Sami game, unit count is essential for Sami, and intel is essential in fog. So, because you are losing that recon on my next turn, you have no choice but to create a new recon this turn, but I don't think you will.
Yeah, I've been splitting my time between standard and fog, and one very important difference between them is that in fog, when you attack an opponent's unit and blow it up, they lose the vision that that unit
Yeah.
got, which means that counterattacking is not the in-game counterattack, but I mean like attacking with your own forces in response. It's not as easy, and so
Yeah.
aggressive plays like this are kind of punished a bit more.
Yeah, I will say something about standard. I don't play much standard, but I have a good grasp on the game. I have a good understanding. And based on my experience, Raycon are not in the meta of standard. Usually you tank spam in the meta of standard. That's why I don't play standard. But that could be a good standard play. But in standard, I barely have Raycon. When I have a Raycon, it's because I got the money and I don't want an infantry. But usually I don't make any Raycon in standard. But that's just me. And now let's go back to the game.
Yeah, most of the time when my opponent builds a bunch of recons in a standard game, I end up winning because I don't do that. Here I go for the capture. Maybe that was my plan. That's why I hit him with the recon.
Now, I will say this. If that was your plan, that's fine. But as I said, intel gathering is important. At least you had a plan, which is good. Now, I
Mhm.
have a question for you. Why the forestal and not the sholdal? You can.
I was just looking at that and I realized it is definitely a mistake because this tile is slightly farther from the middle of
Yeah.
the map, so it's no longer covering my recon, which
Yeah.
would have been like this could have been a brilliant move, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So unfortunate mistake, but
Could be worse. Could be
I'm
worse.
learning from it, and yeah, also it could be worse. Here I have a mech. I
Now, in
forgot I
this
built
map,
that.
usually I like to trash make, but in this map, one make or two, I think it's fine. It's fine. I'd rather have an infantry because it's me, but you are Sami, and this is a small map, so it's fine. Now, if you start mech spam, then it's wrong. But one or two mechs, it's fine if you are Sami.
Yeah, the terrain around here is kind of rough, so mechs are as fast as infantry in
Yeah.
situations like that.
But only at the start, because later on the infantry will have 3 space and the mech will still remain at 2.
Yeah, once you get out of the rough terrain, that's true. I built another one.
Okay, this one, wrong placement in my own opinion, and I will go further than this. Well, actually you bought a battlecopter, so it's fine, but I think I would have went for an artillery instead. Or a Raycon, because you will lose your Raycon. So, first thing first, when you expect to lose a Raycon, build another one. You need vision.
Hmm.
Second, makes you want them the closest as you can from the battlefield. And this tile there, it's further than this one. You see, if you go there, it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I consider this the front line. So it will take 6
Yeah.
days to reach if you go this path. Now, if you go this path, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again. If
Yeah,
you
the
go this
opponent's
path,
captured the HQ by then.
1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want that center tile here, that make is fine. It's not impressive, but it's fine. If you make it there, 1, 2, 3, 4, takes 4 days to reach the battlefield. 5 days to contest 2 of my building. And if you make it there, 1, 2, 3, 4, center. So this mech here have more option. You can access the center and you can access this faster. If you make it there, the only true good option for the mech is the center. Because if you send it there, you wasted your money.
Yep, that makes sense.
That's why I don't like mix. They only have two space. It's really small range. And this map, as much as I like APC and transport capture, this map doesn't need transport. And this is funny because the game I just told you about that had 38-day plus, I actually had transport. And here's the why. I was against Olaf, so there was always that annoying snow. So I was like, okay, he doesn't want to give up. I will have my infantries on the front line very fast because I have transports. But usually you don't need transport in this map because it's a very small map.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. Like your infantry can walk almost as fast
Yeah,
as funneling them back and forth.
and the transport copter are pretty far from your bases, so they are not really an option.
Very true. All right, let's proceed here. Okay, you blow that up. Oh, you blow that up. Yeah, there was a in the world where this tank didn't exist, maybe I capture that, but as things stand, no way. And yeah, I see you're rallying the troops already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, as I said earlier, the best way to counter send tank fast in this area. I don't know how many I will send, but I know it's an HQ race, and I'm not sure if you understood that, so I'm not taking any risk, and I already start building my army toward my HQ.
Yeah, I think I knew that pushing on the HQ side was good, but I didn't know it actually devolved into an HQ race. I
Yeah,
wasn't aware of the mutually understood game plan
yeah.
here. So next time I play this map, I feel like I'll destroy my 850 rated opponent who
It's
doesn't know.
crystal clear they won't know. I found out because of Countby with my video with Countby. Countby, as I said, is a lot of wisdom. He knows a lot of things, and I think without his help, I would have never gotten where I am right now. I am much more
Uh oh.
skilled because of him. Are you silly?
Hello?
Yeah.
I am still here. Yeah. No. Another internet moment. Um, did you ask me any questions or did
No,
you
I
just
was
make a
just
statement?
saying I thank Countby for my knowledge on this map and me improving a lot in this game.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, talking to a more experienced, skilled player will always make you a little bit better, even if you don't think it's improving you, it is.
Yeah.
Uh, I learned that from hanging around good chess players when I was in college. Okay, your unit count is now ahead of mine. That's not a good sign.
But this is not this bad. This is only like 3 extra, so by the end of the turn, it should switch if you play properly, or it should be even, so it's not this bad yet.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes like 5, 6, 7, now it kind of look bad, and if it goes to 10, now it's pretty bad. But if it's only 3, it's fair. It's fair enough. If it's only a gap of 3, you can fill that gap if you play properly. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
player
lost yet.
two after all.
Yeah,
So when the turn ends is when we'll really know what the cap is.
yeah.
Okay, sticking my artillery there.
That's
I guess I was like, good shield for the artillery.
that's fine.
Uh,
I could have
yeah,
brought
yeah,
a recon in the area, so that's fine.
yeah. Okay.
Now, you going in the center with the tank without backup. You should
Uh,
expected I had a tank or something else in the center because your recon just vanished. That
Yeah,
was
I feel
terrible.
like I knew you had a tank, and I see you have a tank. Was that? Oh no, I just moved that infantry there. But like, of course you have a tank there. I don't know what I was thinking.
And I will go
Wait, wait,
further with
wait.
this. Look the tile behind your tank. A CT tile. If I get enough firepower to kill that
Oh, your
infantry,
lash.
your
Yeah,
tank will get smashed really hard.
a good point.
If
Yeah,
you're
one thing I
against Kindle,
definitely.
if you're against Kindle and Lash, make sure your tanks are not beside a city, or make sure what you have on the city has more than 6 HP. If it has 9 or 10, you're fine. If it has 8, look at your surrounding if it's shelled right and it takes more than just 2 hits. But yeah, 6 HP it's not enough. And look what is right beside that CT tile. There is a forest tile. So this means if I have an infantry on that forest, I think I should be able to kill your unit with Lash in one tower. Now we will use the damage calculator just to make sure because this is a replay commentary and I want perfect stuff in calculation. Usually I
Right.
don't use that when I play because I'm good at gauging and knowing. But now we are doing a replay commentary, so I think that tool is very useful. Now, let's have last year, and you are Sami. It doesn't really matter, but let's say it does. Boom, boom. One tower, one tower. Well, I should say, boom. You see, I haven't gave you 6 HP yet, and maybe I can kill you if you have chip damage. So just imagine
Oh yeah.
58 to 66. So I need to
Yeah, that's a
roll
kill.
really low. You need to be at perfect 60 to survive, and for me to have a really low roll. Like a medium roll is enough to kill your unit. A medium roll. So
Oh,
I killed
okay,
your
wait.
infantry.
Hold on. Mechanical thing that I actually don't know. So if I have 6 HP, that means the most actual HP I have is 60%, right?
No, sometimes you have 69. Sometimes you have 68,
Oh god.
67, 66. Uh, you have chip damage. This is chip damage. So when you are at 6, you have between 60 to 69. So
Okay,
if let's say you got 69 and I roll my highest, which is 66, you will have 3 left. So you will have 13 left. So your infantry will survive. But this implies you are at 69. If you are at 66 and I roll 66, I kill your infantry.
see, that's weird because I feel like if my opponent's unit has a 6 on it and I deal 58%, like that kills every time no matter
No,
what.
no, it doesn't. If
I
it's
guess yeah.
50, if it's 50, if it's 58 on your 6 HP infantry, you survive.
Okay, that's good mechanically to know. Oh, you know what's probably throwing me off in the GBA games, which I played a lot more than Advanced Wars by Web. They don't show you the whole range of damage you could do. They only show you the lowest number.
Yeah, this is true. And they don't show luck. And when you use
Yeah.
that tool, they show luck. So if I'm lucky, I do 66. Like, if you play the GBA game, you see 58. You always see 58, but there's a luck factor.
Right, and then usually it's gonna actually be 60 or higher because you have to get a low roll to
Yeah.
deal that low damage. Yeah. Okay, this is making sense now. All right, appreciate that little tangent for the newbies there. Um, okay, so yeah, something that I think would improve my play very easily is I need to consciously make an effort to pay more attention to what CO my opponent is using and how that affects what's going on here.
Yeah.
I kind of just play as if everyone is Andy,
That's
and
funny. I used to be the same as you back in January.
okay, yeah, that's an area that I think if I improved at, it would help me.
And right now, this is funny because you got a better rating than me back in January right now. So we have the same kind of flaws, but you are more skilled than me at that time because you still made it to more.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. That rating, it might go down. There are a couple games I'm losing.
Oh, it's
Uh,
normal as long as you maintain around that number. Like
yeah, yeah.
I today, well, this week I should say, I achieved 993, which is really close to 1000. But then I dropped down to 960, then 950, and then I went back to 980. So you see, as long as you're around that number, like you can drop, but you can always come back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're actually have 1000, you'll eventually get
Yeah.
around that rating. Okay. Hmm. Okay, just
Now I
pull
would
up that.
say this other mistake. You sent your battlecopter without you knowing what I had.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
battlecopter, the
true.
first one, I usually send it in this area because I don't want to just left it there. Now, sometimes I don't think and I do the same stupid stuff as you just did, but usually I like to send the battlecopter in this area because usually the anti-air won't be able to reach that. The anti-air only reach this, usually.
Yeah, yeah. Your opponent's usually going to be building an anti-air there because they know there's an airport right
Yeah.
across the map. Yeah, so there's no reason to risk it unless you can scout in advance. And that lost me a lot of unit value, which I'm already kind of clamoring for.
So I moved here to have a vision over that town, and when I realized you had nothing, I was so happy. I'm like, oh, this will be a bloody turn. Because even without damage calculator, I was good at gauging, as I said. And now, without even looking at the damage calculator, I can expect to deal 7 damage, maybe 8 with an eye roll. And now let's just take a look.
Yeah, I'm on 0 terrain stars right now, so it's definitely not going to be pretty.
You see, I was actually off the chart. Oh no, it's an infantry. Never mind, it's a tank we are talking about. Yeah, I was right. Low roll. I deal you 7 damage and chip damage. I roll 86. So if you receive chip damage, I can maybe take away 9 if you receive chip damage and I roll. But if you're clean 89, even with my eye roll, you still only lose 8 HP. So I was so good at gauging like how many I would deal.
For sure. And even without the exact number, like lash tank on a city against the opponent's tank on nothing. That's you want to be doing that as lash
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah, tactical mistake there on my part for sure. I think this moving towards the center idea was not the plan. And because I sent all my units to the center to get destroyed, I'm also not racing towards your HQ, which means the whole idea of the map is not being executed on. Although I didn't know at the time that was exactly
Yeah,
what was going on.
I will tell something else about the center. I played a lot of game where I wasn't able to control the center and still won because this is an HQ race. And if you pressure the HQ enough, you can have nothing in the center and still win because this is the idea of the map. So the center is like, it has value and don't always pit on it, but it doesn't mean you control the center that you want. It doesn't.
Yeah, it depends on the map too.
Yeah.
Like, there are some maps where the center is more important than in others.
I was controlling the center against Kanpai. He still watched the floor with me.
Yeah, well, that's Kanbai. All right. Let's what kind of shenanigans am I getting myself involved in here? Is the bottom cut off on the... Yeah, it totally is. Can't even see my precious airport. Okay, so I don't know. I'm looking at this right now.
For you. It's not bad
Sure.
per se because you disabled an anti-air, forcing me to have another anti-air. But what was your thought process when you attacked the anti-air?
So did I see the artillery yet? My only thought is like, oh, if I get a battle copter on those artillery, that's good, but the anti-air is in the way, so I got to get rid of it. That's the only thing I could think of. Or maybe I was thinking, well, I had to attack there somehow, or else he's just gonna roll over my HQ. But that's kind of gonna happen anyway. Just throwing units at it doesn't solve the problem. So I would agree that that's kind of a boneheaded move.
Yeah, now, if you're like that anti-air stopped me from buying battlecopters and air units, I could buy that, but it's still a really bad move because you don't have any recon, so you don't know what I have in the back. You know I have artillery, I think, but you don't see the tank in the background, so you don't realize how bad this is to just expose your tank there. If you had tanks in the backup, like in the background, waiting and overlapping this tank, it could be great. You do have a battlecopter to overlap your tank, but what the battlecopter can do against a 4 HP anti-air, because keep in mind, anti-air overkill air unit, so it doesn't really do the job. You have nothing as backup for the tank. Now, the best way to protect yourself in this case, do not attack blind. Keep your tank aside, wait to have more tanks and more firepower to then pressure. Don't pressure in the air the way you are doing it right now. It won't work. You will just lose another tank and give me the advantage because your sami and unit count is essential.
All right, got it. Yeah, move my infantry up to get mauled as well.
Now I will ask you something about the engagement. Infantry from your mountain to my infantry on the building. Why did you do this?
I wanted to slow down your capture because I'm like, oh, maybe he can, he'll have less income if he doesn't capture that fast.
It's not a good reason because my infantry is still alive and you don't know what I have around. What if you do this to just slow me down, and then my counterattack wipe out your 3 infantries?
Yeah, what if? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's close to what happened in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, that's you're right. I should be thinking a bit
That's
more instead
that's
of
a
doing
really
stuff
bad
like
move.
that.
When you realize,
Yeah.
oh, there's something there, wait in the background and wait until me I suicide my troop into you, and don't do the reverse because your unit are already damaged. And man, my counterattack can be really hard. And keep in mind, I am a lash. So look at the firepower, I have 130 units. So even if I have 5 HP units, you are only road. So at that point, I don't want that extra money, I just want to counterattack. I don't know if I will actually counterattack smart, but if I was any better, I would counterattack and it would be really hard for you. Now, a quick guess before we do the calculator. I can tell from that building, I will probably deal 4 damage, and you will probably deal 2 damage. And this will be the same for both Tau. This is around these numbers. So let's pull up the damage calculator to see if I am right.
Yeah, I would guess the same too. 4 HP. Lash on a city.
Reverse.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
You see, high roll,
Mm-hmm.
you fall to 2. Low roll, you fall to 3. Best case scenario for you, you are at 3 and I am at 3. Best scenario for me, you are at 2 and I am at 4. So this was really bad. These 2
Yeah.
infantry will die.
You know what else I might have been thinking about? I'm not sure, but I think I wanted vision of that area to eventually swing my artillery to that forest and then start wailing on your black boat.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, if you have stuff there, then
You
getting
still have the
vision
infantry on
doesn't.
the mountain, so you still add vision.
Yeah, that is very true.
And the other issue here, now you lost vision. Now I will tell
True.
you something else very important. Always make sure you have 1 unit ready to go on that mountain. Look at me, I have 1, 2 unit ready to go there. Now I should have more because usually you like to have units on that mountain. And this is because it's free vision. Now it will take you 2 turns. If I kill this, you are blind. You don't know what's going on there. I can have like 30 tank, you won't see it. But if you always make sure you are like there or here with an infantry and you can go on the mountain, then it's really good for you. You see everything. But right now, it's a really bad positioning for you. You are blind, and you will be even more blind once I'm done dealing with the infantry.
Yeah. The lack of intel kind of is bleeding me out here. What else do I do here? I take out that infantry. Okay. Here I start capping.
Now,
Am I cutting out? Oh yeah, my connection.
now, at that point, it's hard to say if it's good or bad. I would recommend to not do it because you are already losing a lot of units and you are blind. So it's not really good to do that. Now, is it really bad? Not really, because you forced me into using 2 units to kill your infantry, but then you will lose an infantry. So in both cases, the best scenario, well, you still lose something. The worst scenario, well, you don't pressure. So having pressure is fine, but I think the best move in your case is to stay still and wait. Not capping that building.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was trying to force that tank off the city or something like that, but that doesn't make any sense. I
That's a
don't.
good plan, but you still lose a unit, which is really bad.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know at the time, but I am behind on unit count, way more than it should be.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, if I build here, that's 28, 26. That's still not as
It's not bad per se, but
yeah, looking at the position, it's about to that gap is about to get closed real fast. You're
yeah,
gonna kill this tank at the very least. You're
yeah,
probably gonna damage this black boat a lot. These three could go gut bye bye.
yeah.
You have this copter waiting. Yeah. Um, let's see if you actually slaughter here.
I did the wrong thing, but I guess I didn't know what you had in this area. I was blind.
You
Yeah,
probably were like, oh, he must have something.
yeah. I really played poorly. When I look back, I should have been much more aggressive with you, but I think I was on the fence because I wasn't sure what you had. But looking back, I should have been much more aggressive. Um, yeah, this is obvious now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. You need to make sure you're not looking in hindsight. Like if you were to hide everything you don't have vision of and try to take stock of like what you know about what I have,
Yeah,
I don't think it was that unreasonable to play it safe.
yeah.
All right, taking pot shots at an infantry. Okay, here my tank is dead. Okay. The infantry's dead now. You captured there. I did manage to take your tank off that city, so my plan worked, but at what cost?
Ah, I know what I was thinking. Now I know. I see your meter. That's why I
Oh,
was on the
okay.
fence. I've seen your meter charging. I understand now. So what I did was right. Playing it overly aggressive would have been really bad in this case because you could have still with 1 HP capped this and this. So I actually did the right thing here. I did the right thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, good looking out for that. That artillery blows it up. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure I thought you didn't know I had an artillery.
No, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I was like, it's obvious.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you make an artillery?
Yeah.
Um, you knew I blew up your tank with an artillery at the very least, but also that's like the whole point of the map as well.
Yeah.
What is that mech doing?
I don't know. I was
What are
about
any
to
of my units
ask you
doing?
that question. What the heck is doing there? Okay. This will all go back to what I said HQ race. That airport is essential. Pump battlecopter. This is the only map where I can understand why people battlecopter spam. Now there are a lot of ways to counter battlecopter spam, but early in the game, copters in this map are essential. They are key to surviving and not getting your HQ cap too fast. because they are your extra unit to hold your HQ. You need that extra unit. Now, later on in the game, if you keep spamming copters, it won't go well because at some point your opponent will be pissed. You will have a fighter or many anti-air and you will just mob the floor with your army. But early in the game, battle copter spam in this map is actually a fine strategy.
Hey, that's a good thing to keep in mind. Again, playing on this. Actually, do you know? I heard that the map rotation is gonna change soon. Do you know if that's true?
It has already changed. They changed it, I think. I'm not quite sure when they changed it, but it's either at the start of the month or midway through the month. And I think last rotation was midway through the month. Because I feel like the map we just add are fresh and new. But I may be wrong. Maybe it was really at the start of May and May just passed really fast. But I know we already had like a very fast rotation, like recently. I know there was a rotation recently.
Okay, and is there an easy way to see which maps are in the rotation right now?
Uh, Not really. You need to play a lot of games. I know them because I used to play a lot of games and I truly hate this current rotation. So I know like the new maps, I know all the new maps because there's no new maps I like. Uh, but as of the older maps in this rotation, I don't know them all. I know a few. Stalingrad, um, I think Vandalism is out there in this rotation. Uh, a light-based map, I cannot remember the name, but I remember the design of the map. And these are the three maps I know that are older in this rotation. As of the rest of the maps, they are all new, I think.
Okay, good
So
to know. I wish there was some way to check on oh whoops, I skipped the whole turn. I wish there
if
was some way to check.
if you play a lot of games, you will figure it out. Um, if you want, what we can do once we are done with Stolen Second, if you want, we can do another game in one of the maps in the rotation. If you want, the new Warriors, I'm not quite sure if I really want to play them. They are really disgusting. I hate these maps. But if you really want to play in the newest rotation, a map from the newest rotation, we can do a casual game with the newest rotation. But I really don't like this current rotation. It's awful. It's really
Okay,
awful.
yeah, we could start one when our current casual game
Yeah.
ends,
And if the
which should be
rotation
soon.
changed, if the rotation changed, and I kind of like the new maps in the rotation, we will play one of the new maps. Because I don't know how long our game will take. But
Right.
yeah, we will go back to my previous turn because I think I did a lot of important thing you may have missed. So you
Okay.
see, there's a line of infantry, right?
Yeah.
Instead of killing these units, I went all the way here because I wanted to kill all of the infantry I could because I know you are about to get your double time. So your victory march, I should say. When you see your opponent is 1 star away from Victory March, even if you don't damage tanks or good stuff you want to usually kill and damage, focus on infantry and mechs. Make sure to kill every single one you see if you can. Now, of course, you don't see everything, so it's obvious some will survive, but kill what you can. If you kill what you can, the victory march will lose a lot of power and it will become much weaker. And this is what I did. So I start off by killing the black boats. to clear the HQ. Now, because I'm Lash, 4 stars, it's 40% increase. It's like Grim with a tower. But I also got a tower, so I'm even stronger than Grim right now. So I kill that infantry. I kill the other infantry. Now, what I could have done as well, no, actually that was the only way. So, by placing a tank here, I benefit from the defense stars, so it's harder for you to reach that building. And by killing these two infantry, you have less option with your victory march. Now I send a battlecopter, as I said, I don't push it on this side because I don't know if you got other anti-air. Now that tank overlapped the other one. Now with that Raycon, I first strike your infantry, and then I kill it. I first strike, I kill, I first strike, I damage, I kill, and I kill. So now that line of infantry gone. So you lost 5 infantry in one turn. When you lose 5 infantry in one turn as Sami, it doesn't look good. It's really bad. And it's getting worse if you got your victory march. If you just got your victory march and you just lost 5 infantry the same turn, usually it's a lost game. Usually. Like, sometimes you can do weird stuff with it and do good. Now, I knew I was only CD and I wanted to damage as much as I could that battlecopter to render it much weaker. So I did what I wanted. I tried to kill this, didn't work. And I logged the building, and yeah, the rest is pointless. Medium tank and double infantry. Now, do you have any question before we go further?
Uh, no, I don't think so.
Okay, you are back in control right now.
All right, certainly. So I get trapped here. That's really bad. I don't know. It's maybe not like the worst thing in the world, but it never feels good to get trapped. You were intending on doing something useful with that unit,
Yeah,
unless you're specifically like scouting
yeah.
to see if there's a unit there, of course. Here I attack with the 5 HP anti-air. Why not?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Now, we will go back to Victory March right now. I fully understand why you didn't use it. There's no way you can have good value out of it. And this is why I say when you lose 5 infantry the turn before your victory march, it means you probably lost. Because if you don't regroup elsewhere, if you don't create a dead ball somewhere, there's no way you can come back in the race, even with victory march, because I just log building and make sure you don't approach them. So this is why people who rely on victory march are not always good sami player. Well, I will say this. You can win with sami victory march and think you are a good sami player, but you're not, in fact. You're not, because the moment someone will overpower you, you won't be able to flip the table. And Victory March is one of the best super in the game. So if you rely on it, it's and you win with it, it's not because you're good, it's because it's a good power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the power is kind of carrying you.
Exactly, this is what I'm talking about. And sometimes it's not enough. Even if you're one of them, I'm not saying you are, because based on our games, I don't think you are. You just don't, you're just not, let's be honest, you're not good enough for semi right now. Now, this game you did improve, but I still see many mistakes we already said. So you did improve, but not enough to be like a driving force as semi.
Right.
But keep playing with her
Yeah.
and keep in mind double time is very important. If you keep playing with her and get more used to her, I think you can really be strong with Sami. But right now, you're not there yet.
Yeah, don't worry. I actually took that as a compliment that you said I don't play like a bad Sammy player. I play like an inexperienced Sammy player.
Yeah,
That's
you
kind of
are
what I'm
clearly
hearing.
better than most Sami player I see in the 800/900 realm. Usually, I laugh hard and I'm like, it's not really a threat because it will rely on Victory March, and sometimes they just don't resign, but they clearly have lost, but they think, oh, I have Victory March, so I can still win. No, no, no. If you are only losing state, I already said it last time. If you are already only losing state, Victory March is not always enough for you to come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not turn it into a victory march, I
Yeah.
think is what we said last time.
So you can keep going now. You are in charge.
All right. I'm doing what I can over here, but you kind of those artillery are just kind of killing every chance I have.
That's actually good. Placing that infantry there is you force me into using my units to kill it. It's really good.
Oh yeah. I've picked up on that. When if you just don't know quite where to send your infantry, just place them on a city. It's going to slow down your opponent's plan just a little bit, and
Yeah.
that's good enough sometimes. All right, so we got a nice attack on the tank, another nice attack on the
Now
tank.
I will say something else. I haven't used my prime tactic yet because I'm not quite sure if it's worth it. And here's the why. I can only capture 2 buildings, and one of the two would mean I don't go for that HQ. So I don't see true value in it. And I will go further with that. Can I take a good engagement with my prime tactics? Not really, because these 2 battle copters, they don't benefit from terrain star. So the only good engagement would be this tank when it was sitting there to shoot this tank, and it could have been great, but I went another way and used both copters because I know there's a mech here. So I think looking back, I should have left the tank there because of the mech. So actually, what was there? Why did I move? Oh, anti-air, I see. Killing the anti-air was actually the best move. It was the best move because right now your other anti-air is in the background. So I see why I did this, and it's actually the right thing. And you see this tank around, we'll finish off this tank. Or, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, no, this tank will smash that mech, I think. So right now, I haven't seen any good use for Prime Tactics. Because you see, that infantry is 9 HP. So even if I get crazy defense, I want to hit cap a building. And I could try to cap the building, but it would take longer, and my infantry are not really on the front line supporting this. So right now, Prime Tactics is not really a good move to do. We will see if I do it. I don't think I do. If I do it, it's just to show off because it's not really good. And I think I did a huge mistake. I should have went for that mech instead. But maybe I was scared of you having tanks here, and you had a tank. But looking back, I think I should have went for the mech instead of the tank here. I actually used my super, which is pretty bad. Now these 2 Recon, they will become good. So I think my guess when I wanted to use that Prime Tactics is I used these 2 Recon to smash the mechs. I think this is why I did that, but it's not a good Prime Tactics. It's really not. No, it's actually a really bad one. So I think I did it to show off because it's not a good one. So you are
Well,
on
with
a one
both
star.
of my mechs,
Hmm?
with both of my mechs at low HP, I felt I felt like, you know,
Yeah.
there's no coming back here. I
I,
don't think I resign, but uh, when I saw this, when I came back to this game, I was like, all right, well, I have one tank, and yeah, no, this is this is where I lost all hope. Just there's the point where you lose all hope, and then there's the point where you resign. In every game, sometimes they're the same day, sometimes they're one day apart. But yeah, I'm definitely losing this.
I actually did a really terrible Prime Tactics when I think about it. I only used it for the extra terrain. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
no, I saw you. Your infantry were
Yeah.
scooting across that terrain, man. No,
Yeah.
that was 100%. You got value out of it. Honestly, you didn't need much value out of it to win, to secure the victory there. So,
I think it was really to show off. I think that's the only good explanation.
well, also you have more defense now,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be harder for me to like do anything here. Also, rest in peace. I have no vision of your black boat, so I couldn't even have attacked it if I wanted to.
That infantry is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's not taking anything from anyone. Okay. Yeah, here I think you take this tank out, you take this tank out. The battlecopter can come in, but it won't take this infantry below 2 HP. Uh, so this is already a lost game, no matter what I do, I believe.
Can always send a tank, but that's not enough.
Yeah, wait, let's look at the state of things. Well, first, okay, your unit count is a lot higher, so like even on those metrics
It's a
you're
lot.
winning. Yeah. Oh, that's why I couldn't get the I couldn't get the
I think I did
battlecopter in
another
there.
mistake, but it doesn't matter because I won anyway. But I should have placed that artillery instead of this one, and with this one I should have shot your tank.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. You had a medium tank on the way, which I did not even know. Uh and a bomber?
Getting rich, this is all it feels like.
All right.
I think he resigned this turn.
Okay. I think I did. Uh well, let's see what I do here. Okay, yeah. I do resign. I think I concluded that. Oh, why would I do that when the
I don't know.
infantry? Okay, yeah. Okay, here's what happened. I was thinking I would somehow take that infantry below 2 HP, but I couldn't. So as soon as I saw that I had no way of doing it, I resigned. But yeah, no, that so you beat me to the HQ, you won the race,
Yeah.
and therefore you won the game. That is the nature of this map. That is good to know.
Yeah. So now your win rate in this map will go much higher.
Yes, yes. You
Because
gave me the cheat code.
right after my game against Kanpai, as I told you, like I right now my win rating is like 90% of my game I do in this map I win. I was even able to beat some better player than me because I'm just better than them at HQ race, I guess.
Yeah, or like they're not like fully aware that it's HQ
No, they
race.
are aware I'm just better than them.
All right, well,
But
then you won fair and square.
The 10%
Let's
left
say.
are people that are better than me at HQ race.
All right.
Do you have any question?
Let me think. Probably not. Not at the moment. No.
Well, that's very good. Do you have any video you would like to plug? Be advised, this will go out in August. So do you have plan for the
Oh.
next few months?
Yeah. Okay. Click my channel and watch whatever video is the latest one, and that's my plug.
That's good. So video channel in the description below. I hope guys enjoyed. Thank you for you to come back again. That was very interesting, and I think I did help you.
Wait. What?
I think I helped you learning more about the game.
Oh yeah. Of course. No. Every time we do this, I feel like I get some like really, really good advice. Like something obvious that like, oh, I should have thought of that, but like no, you actually kind of need a more experienced player to tell you.
So we need
Um,
to thank Countspy because he is amazing.
yeah, no, if I can, oh man, I should get him to collab with me. Do you think I can convince him to?
Yeah, he is a great guy. You just need to send him a message to Discord, and I doubt he will say no. I doubt it because so far he said yes all the time. So I think I think he will be happy to help you out. Now I'm not speaking for him. I just think as a person, he's the kind of guy that will say yes. I think.
All right, awesome. Yeah, no, honestly, like some of these mistakes are like so fixable, and even though uh, I don't have like a crazy high win rate, I do feel like I have what it takes to be like a top 10 player if I just play some more. So,
Don't think too
I'm
much
gonna,
about that now. I'm not tier 10. I'm not top 10 material. I'm far from that, and I'm more skilled than you right now. It may change in the future, but right now we are both really far from that.
yeah, very true. Yeah, I'm not delusional. I don't think I could get there right now, but I'm saying, you know, as I improve,
Yep.
I'll have to look at my trajectory.
So I hope everyone enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I wish you all a great day.